Fernandez. I haven't been live in just a bit, and I decided to just do this quickly before I go home because if once I go home, my son, he takes all of my time, and of course, he might try to attack me on live video like last time. Anyway, so just yesterday, somebody at work, one of the ladies at work, she came up to me. She's like, "Dr. Fernandez, you made me feel bad the other day." So I was like, "Oh no, what did I do?" And she was like, "Okay, no, it's not in a bad way. I think apparently 2 months ago, I guess there was a bottle of soda lying around, and it happened to be hers, and I suppose I took it up and sort of glanced at the amount of sugar on the label and mentioned, I think it was a pink soda. I think it had about 70 something grams of sugar. And so I mentioned, you know, this 72 grams of sugar, this is equal to, it would be about um, 17 teaspoons. This is equal to about 17 teaspoons of sugar. And that is per serving. And I actually think the bottle might have had 2 servings in the bottle. So total, of course, would be what, 7 and 7, like 34 teaspoons of sugar just in that one bottle. And then of course mentioned that uh, the recommended daily allowance of added sugar is only about 6 teaspoons. So I guess she felt worse than I thought. I was just mentioning it, but she felt a little bad, she said, but in a good way, because on the 15th of June, she decided to cut out the sweet drinks. And yesterday, she was proud to tell me that she lost 29 pounds. That's 29 pounds in about 6 weeks, just from cutting out sweet drinks, sodas, and sweetened drinks. I've mentioned before, and I will keep saying, and I tell my patients almost every day that just eliminating sweetened drinks alone will result in you losing weight and generally feeling better. And this lady, of course, she mentioned how she's feeling so much better in general, just more energized and, better, a better feeling. And I remember about 5 years ago, she had actually done that. She was talking about how she had so much aching of her back and she thought it was her bed, and was telling her husband, "Oh, we probably should buy another bed," and decided with some of her co-workers, some of the nurses here at the hospital, that what, maybe we should cut out all these sodas that we're drinking, cut out our sugar, or cut down our sugar level, sugar consumption. And I remember that time she had lost a lot of weight, and she said she got rid of all the back pain and was generally feeling much better. So she didn't have to go and spend money on another bed. And over, I guess, the years, you do things, improve things, but then you can sort of lose momentum after a while, and sometimes life gets busy and you just kind of lose lose momentum, and then you start taking the soda again and sweet drinks, and just kind of the old habits sort of creep back in. And that's probably what happened over the past few years. But thankfully, she did it again, 29 pounds down, and she says she's going to keep up with it. And that's what I encourage everybody to do. One thing, though, I think that you could sort of, for people who go to work, at least, when you go to work, you spend practically maybe almost half of your waking days at work with your coworkers. And one thing that is not utilized, but you can kind of have a buddy system at work where a group of you just sort of make an agreement that you're going to have each other's backs in terms of eliminating certain things from your diet. And I think it's just sugar consumption or drinks, sweetened drinks, is an easy one to cut down. And so you can have an agreement with a few friends or colleagues at work that you're all gonna stop having sodas and sweetened drinks at work. And essentially, you can give each other permission to call you out if you break your rule. And so that way you can keep each other accountable and stick to your goals to decrease sugar consumption and most likely lose weight, and probably a lot of weight, like the young lady yesterday told me. And I think a lot of us, we are so busy working and helping other people. And of course, I work with a lot of nurses, and the nurses they do a lot. And it seems like there's always more and more to do. There's never less to do. There's more to do every year. There's more documentation on computers and things like that. Patients seem to be getting larger, and so there's all that manual work, turning people. We're in Mississippi, and down here, a 400 or 500-pound patient is actually not an uncommon thing, unfortunately. And so just the struggles of the everyday work. And then you can sort of get overwhelmed maybe and just forget to take care of yourself. You so tired when you get home, you don't have time to cook anything, and so you just kind of grab easy things, packaged things, grab a easy soda because that might make you feel good. But at the end of the day, if we really don't try to take care of ourselves, we can't take care of anyone. And then eventually we'll be in the position of our patients, sick in the hospital with some, maybe bad infection, and it might be too late. And so I encourage everybody, as usual. Um, I try my best to encourage the nurses. I mean, I don't think I'm judgmental, but because I just see the extreme um, complications of just not taking care of yourself, and most so much of this is preventable, and I think a lot of times a lot of people we just don't realize how preventable some of these things are. And then when you're feeling relatively good, you don't think that some of these serious complications can happen to you. But we just have to try our best while we can to take care of ourselves before it's too late. And so, just like that um, lady in the hospital, young lady, she only on the 15th of June, that's 6 weeks ago, she cut out her sodas and sweet drinks and proudly lost 29 pounds. And I think anybody can do it too. And you at work, spending so much time there, I think maybe just make a little agreement with your coworkers to watch each other, um, cut down cut down on sugar and feel better overall. So I hope everybody has a good weekend. My lighting, I'm in my office. I'm doing this before I get home, before my son grabs my attention. And so my lighting is a bit poor. But anyway, hopefully you get the message and have a great and a healthy weekend. All right. Bye bye.